We're going to go live. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. How's everyone doing? Okay. That's not working, so we got to do it this way. What's up, cruising? How's it going? There we are. Oh, what's up, Jeffrey? Tim Jeffrey, sorry. God dang it. I always read shit backwards. Dusty! What's happening? How y'all doing? All right, I think the video settings look good. Let's get rolling. I'm going to start off real simple tonight. We're going to do a quick pickle, and then we'll back it off from there. I do need to turn this volume down just a little. There we go. Need to turn it down just a touch. What's up, J-Dub? Okay, let's pull this down into a stringer so I can do the pickle. What's up, Dragonfly? How are you? Let's pull this down. I did bring out a very, very old piece, okay? This is an extremely old piece sitting on my bench here. There's a reason for it, and I'll explain it in just a moment. Bring it out. Pull this all the way down. Like that. What's up? How's everybody? What's up, Troper? Larissa? J-Dub, you can send a message. Dragonfly also knows how to do it, but you can always send me a message. Yes. Don't ever hesitate to send me a message if you have a question on stuff, for sure. What's up, Callie? How are you doing? Okay, so what's up, TikTok? How y'all doing? What's up, Groves? On YouTube, how is the camera? I think I boo-booed the settings. I think I did a complete boo-boo here. So, does it look washed out? I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't. I was messing with settings and I completely did a... Cam looks fine. Okay, it doesn't look too washed out. Thank you, Janae. Jenny and the Jets, how are you? Just a little? Okay, I'm gonna try and bring it down just a touch. Sorry, I gotta do this or it's gonna bug the hell out of me. Bring it down and see if that works. I may not be able to do it on the fly. So that may not work. There. I think that caught it. Okay. No, I did not get an email about the wolf, but you should. Let me double check. Let me check my spam folder. It could have definitely gone in there. That is not unusual for it to go into spam. Yeah, I'm pink again. Crap. God dang it. All right, 1 second. I got to redo this. Crap. I'm just going to reset it. Okay. So that is completely reset. Bring it down a tiny bit. It's really frustrating me. What's up, Jen? Grandma 5, how are you? Oh, pink is good? Okay. So the other option was this. Contrast is good on your screen? Okay. So the last option, and I'm sorry to put you all through this. This is really frustrating for me on my end, but I want to make sure I get things right. So I'm going to bring it here. No, we need to go here. Okay. That may be too dark. Yeah, it was too dark. Yeah, too dark. Okay, we're good. I'll mess with it later. I don't want to take too much time doing that. The Halloween bee was made, yeah. So my favorite bee, I broke. I was pissed. It dropped on the concrete, so a little antenna came off. But this is the crazy bee we did last night. Hopefully y'all like that. This is crazy bee with the candy corn back end. The orange got a little washed out. I was a little disappointed in that. And then this one, I like the Santa hat one. I think it came out pretty cool. So this is the Santa hat bee. Oh, you know what I did check? Crap, good idea. Thank you, guys. I forgot to check and see if the uranium shows up. It does. So this has a little bit of the uranium in there. Hopefully you can see a little bit of that uranium glowing through the bee, the back of it. I forgot about that. Oh, thank you, Elena. And then this one has the uranium eyes and nose. So this has look at that nose. Tell me that isn't like super crazy. The eyeball. That nose is insane. Sorry, but I broke the one with the antenna. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to turn this down. This piece right here, I brought it out for 2 reasons. And then we'll get glassblowing. Sorry, I'm going to chat for just a minute. So this piece was made probably, I'm trying to remember, 2001? Somewhere around 2001. What's up, L to the B? And this is a glow-in-the-dark dolphin set here. Now, all these dolphins are hollow, and a little jellyfish back here on the side. So all of these dolphins are hollow. These are all glow-in-the-dark, like that. But I brought it out for a reason. And the reason is I wanted to show that, you know, you get better over time, but you don't have to wait a super long time to worry about getting good at this. That piece was, how many years into there was I? Trying to think here. 2001. Probably 10 years in. So, but I brought it out for that reason. I wanted to show that, you know, you can, yeah, math was hard. Well, I'm trying to remember, you know, the exact dates of when I went full bore and all that fun stuff. But I was trying to remember, I think it was 2001 that I made that. I made it for a show that was coming up. And at the time, there was, you know, not a lot of pieces like that. Because that one is fully functional. You can't tell, but it is fully functional. And that's what was special about it back then. The other reason I brought this out is today is the 25th anniversary of the glow-in-the-dark being made. I went back and I researched it because it's coming out in very soon to the open public. It's 25 years ago today that we had come out with it. Crazy. Yeah, it does look, that's the whole point. These were designed to not look like functional. So I did an entire lineup of items that were designed to be functional, but you couldn't tell. And I thought that was neat. Looks like a hot dog. Yeah, right now it kind of does. This is green glass. So it's going to look kind of brownish orange. We're making a pickle, so we're along the food lines. Yeah, it's 25 years that glow was made. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, that's a limited edition on the Snowman. I have a few I'm going to make. So I thought I'd bring it out. We've done a few, but because the uranium is so expensive, I don't do too many of them. What is a green washout? The green doesn't wash out. What happens is, as the green gets excited with the metals being heated, have you ever seen the show Forged in Fire or something like that, where the metals are all orange? Same thing, because the metals in the glass are getting excited. The molecules are moving around. And just does that. It'll come back to bright, bright green. Which is nice. It'll be super nice. We're going to put the uranium dots on it too. I think I'm going to make that a thing now, just doing the uranium dots on the pickle, because you can't really tell, but it's a good little side bonus. And it gives me something to do with all the little tiny uranium bits. So we're going to give it a small bend. Got to blow it out like that. First time I made a pickle, I bent it way too much. It looked freaking stupid. It was pretty embarrassing. That pickle looked like a C. All right, tiny little air hole. So tonight, as we're going through, if you have any questions about glass or anything, feel free to hit me up, because we are doing basic items for the most part. We might get one crazy piece done. But for the most part, it's going to be pretty basic, so I'm pretty open to answering questions. Supplied a lot of the items over at oh, I didn't know. That's cool. Yeah, Fortune Fire, I like that show. Fortune Fire got me kind of are you hot? That's not a good way to test if it's hot, by the way. Fortune Fire kind of got me interested in live streaming, to be honest. And I know it's not technically live stream, But I thought, how cool would it be to have that experience in a glassblowing environment that was live? And I just like the concept of it. So that one is different than Blown Away, the show on Netflix where they're doing the glassblowing contest. And I like it because they have you do a certain technique and then another technique. Everybody has to do the same technique. And then you go home and create your project, take on whatever knife or sword or whatever weapon they have you making. What I didn't like about Blown Away is there was, I figured it out. I don't think there was any structure to it. It was too unorganized. And I feel like, having watched the seasons, and I don't want to talk crap about it, but I feel like the judges were a little prejudiced towards certain artists in there. They were predetermined to win. Like they knew who they wanted to win before they ever began. But it brought a lot of attention to the glass industry. So for that, I'm thankful. Pickle ornament is always popular. Okay, so we gotta. I'm gonna actually put the hook on the other side. I know I probably shouldn't do it this way, but I'm going to. So I think it'll look better up here. Gonna have to flip it around. Oh, the hummingbird. You can find that stuff at starrynightglass.com. Starry Night Glass Art. Crap. That's not good. I ended up using that pink glass again on the as a holding rod. Damn it! It's expensive glass to be using as a punty. Yeah, it's a pickle. We're doing pickle ornaments. Wendy, how are you? Thank you for the corgi. Wendy, thank you. Everybody, thank you for the naughty one on TikTok. I appreciate that. I have to be careful what I say. I don't want to get flagged. It's their item, but I feel like I'm going to get flagged if I say the whole thing. It's like they're tempting me. Okay, let's get this mellowed out. Okay, we should be good. So yeah, that is the Christmas pickle. Thank you, Daisy Girl. I'll just call it the booze. Thank you for the booze. God, that sounds bad too. Thank you for the booze. Oh my God. I can't win. All right, there's the bee. So it dropped on the concrete from my bench, and the only thing that broke on it was the antenna. So we got to fix it. All right, here we go. Got to pop it in. Little holding rod there. Yeah, so this thing took a big spill, and the only thing that popped was the antenna. Yeah, I know. Sometimes there is no winning. I'm not kidding. It's like you can't win. Okay, so we got the little beat, and there's the handicapped antenna on it right now. We're going to fix it up. It's a little bit more difficult because I don't want to melt the other antenna, but I guess technically I could have been smart and rebuilt it and then just fused it on there. But that's how fast repairs can go. They're super easy, not difficult. So if you buy an item from me and it should have an accident and it's not too bad, I don't mind fixing my own work as long as it's not like having to be totally rebuilt. The only thing I ask is that you pay for shipping to and from if I didn't break it. And then I will fix it up. I don't charge for the repairs. So there's the little bees back together now. I'm going to pop it back in the kiln. Then this is the pen that we did last night. I'm going to finish that off. So this is a Bic insert pen. So it's like a writing pen. I'm going to finish that off. By the way, anybody that stayed for the educational one last night with the glow in the dark, how'd it go? How'd you guys like that, the educational? I do add hair, but just understand that the hair turns the ash. It will... No. So I can do memorials with hair that incorporate it in there, but it's not glass. It has to be acrylic. Yeah, I don't charge for the repair. It just asks that you pick up the shipping to and from. That's all. I think that's pretty fair. Damn, watch. Okay. Okay, so we got to do Snowman head. I got to do red and blue, and then maybe we'll do uranium. Creative. Give me tonight. Let me, it should be in Etsy. You don't see the item in Etsy? The cardinal? If you don't, I'll add it in there. It should be in there. It might just be sold out. I'd rather you do it there. Okay, let me send a message and I will send you a message when it's active. I will send you a message when it's fully active. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that was done. Betty, Steph is feeling okay. A little better, not 100% though, by a lot. I got you, Daisy girl. I got you all set up. I'm catching up with everything. Trust me, I would love to send out invoices. I like sending invoices out. You know, that's a good thing. That's how I pay my bills. So I'm definitely not trying to not do that. Okay, here we go. Glass is the new gold. I think it is, actually. No gloves. Gloves are actually a big hindrance. I think wearing gloves would be more dangerous than not for this particular type of glass. And I'll give you the best example. If you're wearing gloves and you're working with it, and depending on the glove, like this is one of the more popular gloves people wear. This is a Kevlar glove, like that. So it's very heat resistant. But see, it's a cloth material. And if you get it, it can pick up on the edges and grip. and you can actually kind of get caught up on stuff on the bench. And that's bad. That's bad. Yes, Daniel, what's up from Australia? Yeah, I say same thing with blacksmithing. I think a glove would be super hindrance. Man, I'm jealous. I want to do blacksmithing someday. I don't want to be a blacksmith. I just want to try it. I just want to try blacksmithing. I think that would be so freaking cool. I think I would. I don't think I would be very good at it, but I just want to melt some metal. Like shape it. Can I make Felix the cat? I don't know. I don't think Felix is overcomplicated. If it's got a super copyright to it, though, I won't do it. I can make a Felix the cat, like FELLIX the cat, with a little variation. Get pewter bars and sand molds. No, I don't want to mix. I don't want to mix the materials here. I definitely don't. I keep my bench super clean with. I know it doesn't look it, but I keep it super clean with not mixing materials. Do you guys see that little fire that happened right there? That tiny little one. That was a bug. Yes. Okay, so we're going to bring it out. Melt that in. So what I'm rolling it into now is what's called, I was just going to explain. What I'm rolling it in is called white Frit, or Frit, F-R-I-T. And it is basically ground up glass, about the size and consistency of sea salt. So there it is. You can kind of see it's textured all the way around right now. What it allows me to do is be able to color the piece in a speckle without having to do each individual dot. But it also doesn't completely encase the item where you can't see any clear glass either. So it's a good combination. It's a great material to work with. When I started getting into Frit and powder, nobody, and I mean this, nobody was using it at the time. Barely anybody. In fact, when I called North Star up and ordered powdered glass, they were like, really? I'm like, yes. They were like, wow, we haven't sold some of that in a long time. And I started making functional items out of it. And when I first created those items, the functionals, out of full color, the industry at the trade show thought I was using soft glass because nobody had done it in boro before. It's like, nope, all boro. And then the next trade show, everybody had colored boro. All right, there we go. Got you, Daniel. Yeah, just message me, Daniel. I'll be good. Did I miss a message from JoJo? It's so hard. I got messages going all over the place. So if I missed your message, JoJo, I'm sorry. You know I like talking to you. Okay, they're gonna come through. What's up, little? Thanks for the heart me. Okay, so we're gonna pop a little hole in here. Tiny little hole. Like that. Little whistle off of it. Oh yeah, well the filtering's been crazy, Red Squeak. It could definitely be. Okay, So the reason I popped that little hole in there is so that the item has a chance to breathe as I start making it. If I don't have that little hole in there, as I start heating it up, like right here, it starts expanding the glass. It melts it and the glass starts popping out, bubbling out if it's sealed. So in order to eliminate that, we have to have a spot where the hot air can exhaust out. And that's what I did right there. Now we will cover about 90% of that hole or more with the hat that we're going to put on. So this one has a hole in it right behind it too. There's a hole in the head. Just kind of crazy. Yeah, I know, Red Squeak. Well, it's been kind of very, very weird, Red Squeak. They've been filtering a lot really hard. All right, so we're going to do the red first. I'll put this off to the side. I don't need that right now. I don't need either one of these. So we're going to do the red. Unfortunately, the red does kind of disappear. It goes completely transparent as we start making it. It will come back to red later. Yeah, this is definitely something you can start doing yourself. Freaking freak. All right, so we're going to add this in. And there's no age limit or minimal. Well, there is a minimal age, but I've had people start in their 70s and do this for a long time, and they didn't start till they were in their 70s. So there's no bad time to start. Okay, so we're building the rim of the hat. So this will be the outer portion of the hat. Like that. Bring it out. We're going to flatten it. Super simple design. I mean, there's nothing overly complicated about this. When I did my glassblowing experiences, people actually made this item. So they've never done glassblowing before, and they would come in and do a glass experience, and they would do about 90% of it themselves. And if they got stuck, I would help, and that was about the 10%. But I would walk through, and I would show you exactly how to make it, and I'd be right by your side the whole time, and you would make your own snowman. So we had that for a long time where you made your own Christmas ornaments. You come in the studio and make your own. That was a lot of fun. Because people got so excited about making their own ornament. I mean, it didn't come out exactly like something I've been doing for 30 years, but it was pretty close. That reminds me, Red Squeak, we need to get your daughter in. My glasses are very specific, yes. I did get the Discord channel. I have to link it. But yes, I do have the Discord set up now. I found my password. So there we are. What's the most rewarding glass blowing? The most rewarding is the memorial glass. So I take ash from people or pets and infuse it into the glass. And I'll show you what my glasses look like in just a minute. Give me a minute to finish this snowman. I'm literally like 2 minutes off. And I'll show you what my glasses do, how they function in the flame, if you've got a few minutes. If you guys want to see it, if you want to see how the glasses react in the flame, type 1 in the chat, and that way I'll know you're interested. If not, we'll just move on. It's not a big deal for me either way. Uh-oh. That did not feel good. We're gonna pull this down. The little crazy nose. Okay, yeah, we got enough people. Yeah, I just don't want to force anybody to see it and you guys don't care about it. We could do other stuff. All right. If I was a skinny black rock, there is what I would be. All right, we got to add the eyeballs. And then the little mouth. We're looking good. I'm happy. So there's the little face on it. We do have to put the hook on it, but the red came back to life. So we're going to park the little hook on it real quick and call it done. Bring it up. I want to use a bigger flame right now because it's freaking cold. Take that and smooth it out. So I'm preheating the tool so that I don't shock the glass too. So yeah, that's the little snowman head. Very, very good. Yep, I do answer questions from chat. 100%. Okay, so let me show you what my glasses do. My glasses are made out of a material called digidium. That is this purple filter right there. You can see I turned very purple with it, purple pink. Now my particular glasses have an extra shade, a shade 3 on top of it too. So a green shade and digidium. And what they do is it's just an extra layer of protection, but the main material is this one. So we're going to pop this in the flame. You can see it's very, very bright. We're going to bring this filter in, and now you can see that it's filtering that light out. Now I'm going to bring it down a level, and you're definitely going to see the difference right there. You can definitely see the rod floating in the flame versus that. So that's the more dramatic version of what you see. So that's how I see everything. Yeah, I did finish the bees last night. Definitely did some crazy ones. But yeah, there. That's the filter. So that's what my glasses are made out of. The lenses. The glasses are actually the Meta glasses. They are the Meta Ray-Bans. And I had the lenses custom fit. And I love it. They're amazing. So this is the bee with the witch's hat, and the crazy witch nose, and the candy corn body. I don't like the orange, didn't come out as well, but it's got that, and we definitely have the UV effect. This nose looks crazy with the UV. Look at that. That nose is insanely bright. It's weird. So that is the witch bee. Then we got Santa bee, These are all items we did last night. So little Santa bee. This one I think is pretty adorable. I like it. I think may have to go production on that one too. And then we're about to repair the finish the repair on the regular bee that I dropped. So this is the first one we made last night. I actually like this one. I think this one's one of my favorites. But that's just my opinion there. Bring that little stinger out. There. So I like this one. I love the big ass googly eyes. And just the whole look of this looks really cool. Park that way in the back of the kiln. Thank you, Red Squeak. Yeah, the room is actually very cold. I might get a little cold breath air, you know, a little bit of cold coming off there. So what I was talking about earlier is I was a little frustrated. I was using this as a punty rod. I'm going to actually clean it up. It was a bad mistake. Yeah, that's the uranium swirl. This one has uranium swirl too. The one with the Santa hat has the uranium swirl. But the reason I was a little frustrated a few minutes ago is because this is the pink version. It's a pink UV rod, so you can see it next to the green. But it's all pink, and it looks just like clear. See that? You can't tell. It's really super hard to tell. So I got to park this someplace where I'm not going to confuse it with anything. Nope, not using Illuminati. What's up, Uncle Skin? And I brought this one out because this is one of the very first versions of the glow-in-the-dark we did a long time ago. So this entire dolphin set glows. The jellyfish glows over here. And then these are all hollow dolphins. They are not solid. They are hollow. The base down here is solid, but these are all glow-in-the-dark, cool-ass dolphins with a jellyfish off to the side. What happens if you run your hand for the flame? I'll give you one good guess what happens if you run your hand through the flame. I'll give you one good guess. Let's see if you win the prize. What's up, Johnny boy? How you doing? Deanna, how are you? How much does a fuel cost? That goes up and down every month. Yeah, I just had my propane filled today. Yeah, propane was pretty crazy today. I have a feeling it's going to be really expensive. All right, so we're going to pull this apart. Oh, do we have a crack? May have a crack in this. I think we do. We'll see if we can fix it. If not, I'm going to have to toss it. Park this way over here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little tiny crack right in this area. You'll see it get kind of shiny. as I rotate it around. You'll see a little ring of like a streak. I hate this. I'm gonna see if I can warm it up and take the crack out. If not, I gotta toss it. Yeah, it's right there. Start back here. We'll start heating it up, slowly warming up the piece as we get to it. And in about 5 seconds, we're going to know whether it's going to live or die. It's this anxiety. I'm waiting for it to blow up. No, I think we got it. All right. I would have sworn that was going to blow up. I thought for sure that thing was going to just shatter. All right, so we got the end all sealed. We're going to heat it up again and give it that little bit of a pickle bend. Bring it out and give it a little bend. Then once it's done bending, you always have to push air into it. So it's a weird effect. I actually don't know what causes it. But when you go to bend this, it kind of flattens out. So this side here and this side here, they flatten out a little bit. So if you don't blow it out, it's kind of flat. All right. Oh, we got to put a damn hole in it. Forgot. Do I play a Metallica by chance? No, I do not. I cannot play a single musical instrument. I cannot play any music. Me playing Spotify on here is about as close as it is. There we go. All right, let's add some pickle bumps on it. We're going to use the uranium for it too. There we go. Let's go. Kind of jam through this one a little faster. As we come through, little bumpy warts. A little bit more right there. There we go. Had to cover like 90% of that air hole up. little bit too much. I gotta straighten it out a little bit. It's too bent. Let's add the hook on. Oh yeah, I love all the comments of people thinking, you know, you're wasting fuel. Yep, I can. I should turn on the full flame and really agitate them. That bug did not last but a second. I hope you all saw that. That bug flew right in the flame. It just got incinerated. Best bug zapper in the world. Oh, there goes another one. He's looking for his friend. All right, so there's the, you want to see the full flame? All right, give me a second. Yeah, this is not maximum flame. Yeah, we're good. So we got little pickle. So this torch has multiple variations of the flame. It's got multiple stages, if you will. So we'll start with the smallest, which is this one right here. This is the smallest variation of my flame. Okay, very, very tiny. It's when you want to do little intricate work. Then you bring it up, and this is about kind of normal how to run it. Then we kick on the foot pedal. We got the middle stage, but you can vary it down from here. You can bring it up about like that. Then when you want to go a little bit further, just go like that. Oh, that feels good. I need to warm my hands up anyway. It's an awesome space heater for that. I just have to readjust. So this is about normal. This is how you want to run it normal. There. This particular torch should not be making a whole lot of sounds like that. Looks like a fire extinguisher. Yeah, you guys want to see the craziest part about it? Do not do this though. Ever. Do not do this. I'm just forewarning everybody. Do not do what I do. Okay? I'm going to go up just a little. Like that. Do not do that at home. Do not. So the torch itself doesn't heat up. All right, we got to make Snowman. Snowman. We're going to do blue hat this time, though. There, I need black. I'm going to have to maybe pull another one. Be all right. All right, let's make this the snowman with the blue hat. How's it not burning the ceiling? It's very, very controlled. This flame is extremely controlled. I do have some of her I have all of her tools, actually, Robbie. Yeah, I have all of my mom's tools. They're kind of special to me. I won't sell them. They're just kind of cool to have, you know? Take the sunglasses off? Why? You want me to be dangerous and take the sunglasses off? That would be dangerous. How did Mom get interested? She went to Disneyland. She went to Disneyland, saw the glass blower there, and that's what she decided she wanted to do on the spot. She went there and said, that's what I want to do. But that was 1972, and the world was a little different back then. And when she asked the guy there how to get started, he told her, "You're a woman, you can't." That was the answer she got. She got the answer of, you know, "You're a woman, you can't." And she was like, "Okay, hold my margarita. I'm gonna do it anyway." What's the weirdest piece I've made? I don't know. I've done some pretty crazy stuff, but I don't know about weird. Yeah, it is a sad but awesome story. But that's how she got started. She saw the guy there and decided that's what she wanted to do. Okay, so we're going to preheat this. We're going to roll it into the white glass here. This is little speckled white glass called Frit, F-R-I-T, Frit. And we're going to bring it in. It allows me to color the glass, but still leave some clear sections. Throughout the whole thing. It's like the size of sea salt. I'll bring it out before we melt it. How old was she? Oh my God, 22. So there we are. So that is what the Frit looks like before we melt it in. What's the first project that I took on that was over my head that I got done? I've never taken a project on that I thought was over my head. I've taken projects on that I knew would take a long time, but I've never taken on anything that I knew I couldn't deliver on. Most of that would be related to production work, not independent work. So for a long time, I had a production studio where we had a lot of different glass blowers working in a warehouse. And I trained them all from scratch. And we were producing pieces every month for wholesale. And that was probably the biggest project I've ever taken on. Training all the glass blowers that we had in there from scratch. because I didn't want to hire experienced glass blowers because they wouldn't do it my way. They would have developed bad habits or something, and I did not want to have to correct that. So I trained everybody from scratch. And I think at the time of when we shut down, I probably had trained 80 to 90 people. 80 to 90. Most money I've made on one piece. Most money I've made is different than the most expensive piece. There's a big difference between that. Big difference. Am I open to still learning? Yeah, I'm still learning every day. I never sit back and think I know everything. In fact, you'll find I'm one of the few people that will sit there and say I don't know everything. I absolutely don't. I just know what I know that's good. Is there any carbon monoxide lingering in the building? If there was, you'd hear an alarm go off. I've got 2 carbon monoxide alarms. One sitting right under here, and then one over there on the opposite corner. So I absolutely love having carbon monoxide detectors. Or in the shop, house. I actually have them in the house too. Do I still teach? Every once in a while, but I do a lot of online stuff. Like, if you watch my live streams, I don't gatekeep stuff. If you have a question on how did I do that, I will answer that question. So like right now, as I'm going through, if you had a question on why I did a certain procedure on this, I will answer it. So you can learn a lot by watching live streams. It reminds me of Days of Thunder, that movie with Tom Cruise. And they said, what kind of car driving, what type of training did you have? And he said, ESPN. He watched NASCAR on ESPN. That's how he learned it. You can learn a lot from watching. You just have to pay attention. All right, let's put the hat on. But yeah, absolutely, you can learn a ton. But for me to actually do physical teaching all the time, no. It would be a lot of money for someone. Because that means I'm not producing that day, which means I would have to charge what I make a day in production. Burn this off right about there. Exactly. Like I said, visual is better for me. How much I make a day doing production? Wouldn't you like to know? I'm not telling you that. What's a big piece in the background? That's actually a chandelier, and it is assembled by multiple little pieces. So it is multiple little pieces assembled together. The dolphins are, they are glow-in-the-dark dolphins. That was made in 2001. And I brought that out to show people that you can do stuff pretty early in your career, you can start venturing into other projects. But you don't have to spend like 20 years trying to master this. You can get pretty good in 6 months. You can get really good in a year if you put the time and effort into it. Just practice, 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 practice all the time. Flatten that out. I don't know. No neon. No neon. Neon is a totally different glass. It's considered what's a soft glass. Means it melts at a much lower temperature, which is good in a lot of ways. But it's a totally different type of glass. The type of glass I use is called borosilicate. A common brand of borosilicate is Pyrex. So a lot of people think Pyrex is a brand or a type, but it's technically just a brand. And what makes Pyrex very unique, Kelly, thank you for the jewels. What makes Pyrex very unique is the materials added into it to make it borosilicate. So it's made with boron, or essentially the materials made for borax laundry soap. I use borax laundry soap in my pieces every once in a while when I have a situation that I need to correct. So, yes, thank you, Kelly. David, thank you for the jewels. Appreciate you. So yeah, borax laundry soap is very, very good to have at your bench when you're doing this type of work. It can help correct some mistakes. That's really old school stuff, though. All right, let's put a hook on this. I wish the orange would show up a lot sooner, but right now it's not. While it's hot, it doesn't show. Looks all brown. All right, we're good. All right, and we're going to take this and just tap it off the thing. There. So there is the little snowman. I got to do one more of each color. One red, one blue, and we're done with snowman heads. Thank you, David. Thank you for the jewels. Pull all this out. I don't want it in there. I need the room. All right, so we got to do one red, one blue, and then we'll be done with snowman heads. Then we could do something kind of crazy. Which piece do I enjoy the most? I enjoy it all. If I don't like making a piece, I will not I will not make it. I just won't do it. What's up, Dad? How are ya? We're doing a couple snowman heads, and then we're gonna maybe look at doing something crazy, something kind of nutty. I'm super, super angry, but I have to ask with you this question, and I will ask it with respect. Okay. All right, Charlie, fire away. Want to see a chili? Oh, maybe. Where am I getting my oxygen from? The local oxygen company. Yes, borax can help make the glass stronger. That is correct, Tori. What's up, Uncle Skin? Yeah, we could definitely make live. You know, I like making stuff on live. I got you. I figured out how to do it on this channel. Make your item too. I can restrict it a little bit, and then we don't have any problems. So I can make it. I could just set the restrictions on it. Yeah, just go get your oxygen at a local welding supply. If you really want to save money on oxygen, you go get all the glass blowers in your area, and you guys form a consortium, like a guild. And you go to one oxygen company, and you tell that oxygen company everybody will buy from that oxygen company if they give you a good price. Otherwise, they're going to screw you around. So you get all the glass blowers in your area, 50-mile radius, roughly. And you just tell them, you all get together, you go to the oxygen company and say you want group pricing. That's what we did here. Yeah, I can set the settings on here. I figured out how to do it, Uncle Skin. I got you now. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's a lot. You definitely want to do that. All right, so we're going to come through. So the stuff I'm adding on right now is called Frit, F-R-I-T, Frit, F-R-I-T. And it is a ground up glass about the size of sea salt. And it allows me to color the whole thing, but not fully encase it. What's a fair price for a 300 tank for everyone? Airgas tripped my price since 2020. How much are you paying, first of all? I gotta pull this down. I'm gonna spill it all over the place. Over 40? Yeah, you're overpaying. I got mine down to $14 a tank. Okay, so we have all of that. And we did a consortium for the whole area, though, a guild. What's up, Rowdy? How are you? What's going on, my friend? Rowdy Redneck. That's my driver right there. That's my man. He's awesome. Get your YouTube going? We got you. Brian is paying 30. Yeah, you just have to get a group together. All right, we're going to take all this and melt it in. Everything is stronger in numbers. You know, if you get all the glass blowers within, 50-mile radius, and sometimes 200 if the oxygen company is big enough, And you say, well, I'll buy from you. Then you get group pricing. But I got mine down to 14. I got, for the 300s, I pay 14. For a liquid tank, I'm $127. So I go liquid. We're going to melt all this in. In worst case scenario, take the sales rep for your oxygen company and bribe them with some glass. Tell them you'll supply them with Christmas presents. Is my tank CG80 or CG? I don't know what that is. I just know how big they are. I don't know the term CG. How many in my group? We have, I think it's almost 300, but my group is from Portland all the way up to past Seattle. So all the way up from Portland past Seattle. How it's connected, just a regular welding regulator. God, I had that on. Does a Frit distribute evenly? Most of the time, yeah, it does distribute pretty even. There we go. So that little port right there, I add in so that the piece actually has room to breathe. If I don't add that exhaust port in there, the hot air has nowhere to go. No, it doesn't get splotchy. You just have to do it right. See, it's pretty even. Yeah, that definitely the concentrators online are pretty aggressive with that. And what sucks is Facebook won't let you buy oxygen for like breathing on Marketplace, even though I see it there. But if they see it, they'll flag it. Can I do chili pepper, green pepper dipped in hot red sauce? I don't know about dipped in hot red sauce. Not sure about that. That would take a little bit of thinking on that one. Because I could put the red over green, but it won't look right. I'd have to do the whole thing out of white, put green over the white and red over the white, so that they both separated very, evenly. L to the B, thank you so much. Thanks for the naughty boo, L to the B. You're awesome. Always, as always. How do I cut the tip on the point? I use a little carbon steel. You can also use a file. You don't have to use carbon steel. Just get a regular file and off it comes. All right, let's add the red on here. Yeah, just a file's perfectly fine. Yeah, we're doing the snowman. So this is the red color. It is going to disappear temporarily. It's a total trip. It like goes completely clear when you work it, and then it will come back to red later. We're just going to bring it in and start making a little globule. Here we go. Getting short. Don't like that. Have a good one. Thank you for joining. Your hairline isn't defined. It all just looks like one. I don't understand what that means, but whatever. Yeah, I'm losing my hairline. That sucks. It definitely sucks. All right, got to put a little bit of red on here on the top. There we go. But I can tell you my hair is natural. It is definitely all... What's up, Christy? How are you? It is all natural. I've had this color hair for a very long time. It went super silver gray at a very early age. And at some point, you just get to a part in your life where you're just like, I don't care anymore. And you embrace it. You spike the hell out of it. Thank you for the heart me, Christy. I appreciate you. Now, you definitely get to a point where you're just like, I don't care. I don't care. And it's like the easiest hairdo in the world to do. I wake up, throw my fingers through it, and I'm done. 10 seconds. That's why I always wear black shirts, too. You're going to find 99% of the time on my stream, I'm going to be wearing a black shirt. Because I do not want to try and think about what I'm going to wear that day. I just want to grab something and go. I am that way. The blue sculpture, honestly, Christy, it is a dolphin sculpture that glows in the dark. It's from 2001. It's super, super old. Today is the 25th anniversary of when I created the glow-in-the-dark glass, and it actually worked. I went back and looked at it, and I was looking for old files on it, because I'm trying to get the information to North Star. And it was 25 years ago. And so I thought I'd bring out an old piece from it. The only problem with this one is it is a fully functional piece. It's not a problem, but it is functional, meaning it has a purpose to it. It is fully capable. I need ski. There we go. But I'll show you it glowing in the dark. Let me, I'll bring it out. So anyway, I made that in 2001, and I kind of brought it out for people that are interested in learning about glassblowing. To say, you know, you can progress pretty fast in this industry. You don't have to spend like 20 years thinking you're not going to make something. You can do stuff in 1 year and make it really cool. You can be really, really good in a year. You don't have to wait 20 freaking years. Don't. Anybody tells you it takes 20 years, they're lying their ass off. Or they just suck. I hate to be blunt like that, but it's the truth. It does not take 20 years. I had a problem with glow in the dark glass. You got, well, it depends on which glow did you get. I'll show you the Halloween bees, Christy. Give me a minute. I'll bring those out too. They look really good. I'm pretty happy with them. I definitely want to show you those. Okay, here we go. No, I equate doing this job to learning a musical instrument. So if you try to play the guitar and you only practice once a month, you're not going to be very good. But if you practice every day, you're going to get better at it, right? Same thing with this. You got to practice, practice, practice. And you'll get good at it. You get what you put into it. And that's all I was trying to say. And you definitely have to push your boundaries. Probably good I don't have a big beard. It wouldn't be there very long, right? Yeah, if I had a big beard, it probably wouldn't be lasting. You'd call me Redbeard at that point, and I'll be on fire. There we go. So there is the little red hat snowman. Redbeard. Or Firebeard. That would be funny. So this is the witch's hat, bumblebee with the candy corn flavor to it. We really went kind of crazy with this one. We definitely have that really glowing green nose. And then see the hat is glowing too. I'm trying to bring it out. But the hat has those pinstripes to it. And the eyeballs. So that is the candy corn. This is the one-off. And then we have the Santa Bee, which is this one. I like this. I think it's kind of cool. I do like the Santa Bee. I thought it was kind of neat. And then the other one I broke, so it's in the kiln. But yeah, this is the dolphin that glows in the dark. So the jellyfish glows in the dark. The dolphins all glow in the dark. They are tubing. So there's tube, 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 tube. And then this down here is solid. So that is solid. But yeah, these all glow in the dark. And it's a different type of glow on it. Yeah, the snowman hat glows under the black light, see? It makes the whole snowman look green, though. I kind of like it. Gives that snowman the green effect. Yeah, I can't show the jellyfish because this is a fully functional item. Yeah, it's functional, so I can't say what it's functional for. It's just an educational, functional piece. That's about all I can say. Maybe someone will answer some point in the chat for you, but I cannot. All right, got to do blue hat. It's an educational piece. What's up, Kevin's book? How you doing, Kevin? Christy? Thank you. Kevin's book is in the house. How are you doing, sir? There we go. Yeah, keeping it family friendly, correct. Yeah, the candy corn bee looks good. I wish the orange came out a little better. I'm doing good, Kevin. I'm actually doing all right. I'm sure you're tired from streaming. Streaming's hard. People don't realize it. Hey, Kilo, how are ya? Have I tried forging? No. I really want to. There's a person up around Seattle that has a forging experience where you take a horseshoe and you repurpose it into like a blade or a knife or all kinds of different items. So you take an old horseshoe and you repurpose it into something that you make. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I would like to try it. I think that would be the thing. I don't want to do it as a career or a second job, but I think it'd be fun just to have that experience. Come to Texas? Yeah, I definitely want to. You have boxes of graphite? Oh, Grams, you should get a hold of Dragonfly. You two should hook up then. If you have boxes of graphite. All right, get off. But I absolutely love working with different types of stuff. Callie, are you having a good night? You taking off? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, Callie. Thank you for hanging out with us. You always make it better. Make the chat so much better. So one of the things that I'll explain, and I go through it a lot, the equipment that I use is very stable for this type of environment. Originally, give me 1 second. I'm going to change subject just for a minute. So this was the original form of glassblowing torch. Technically, this form of glassblowing is called lampworking, and it is derived from kerosene lamps that were modified for a flame. So you'd have to pump up, build pressure, adjust, have a flame coming out, and keep pumping for pressure. So kerosene lamps were the first source of this type of glass work. And the term lamp working stuck. I wish it was cooler, but it's not. And then things have advanced over time. And so like this torch doesn't get hot at all. Okay? It's very, very safe to work with. But have I ever burned myself? Tiny little burns. I've never had a burn where it's like I can't, I have a war story about it. Christy, thank you so much. Thank you for the money gun, Christy, and for the Halloween fun. Thank you. But I've never had a burn where it was like I have a war story or I have anything to talk about it. It's just, I've never had a bad one. Knock on wood. Bring this up. All right. So what I rolled it in there was Frit. F-R-I-T. You out past Seattle? Yeah, me too. How does it not get hot? It's special. Christy, thank you for the hearts. Christy. Yeah, so this torch is what's called the surface mix, meaning the gases aren't mixing in the chamber, they're mixing as they exit the port. So it keeps it cooled off. I'm using liquid oxygen now. I do have a concentrator, but I am selling my concentrator setup. I want to make room for a glassblowing lathe, and I don't have room for the concentrator and a lathe. So I'm going to choose the lathe, and I'm going to get rid of the concentrator. My liquid oxygen's cheap enough that it's not worth the conversion to keep the concentrator. It might save me, the concentrator that I'm using might save me $60 a month. It wouldn't be terrible. It wouldn't be that big a deal. Now, if you have an oxygen company that's charging you through the nose, like really expensive, then yes, you want to get a concentrator. But my liquid tank's super inexpensive, and I own eight of the compressed 300s. Those are my backup tanks. No, it is not a compressed air. I do not like compressed air on the torches. I do not like compressed air on torches. Some people swear by it. I don't like it. A lot of fuel every day. It's not that bad, to be honest. It's only 1.5 gallons of propane a day. Yeah, I just put air pressure into it like that. We're making the snowman head. So we're doing this, but with a blue hat. And we're doing the blue hat version. Okay. Pop a little air vent in there. And the purpose of that is to allow the piece to breathe as I start making it. If I don't do that, it will definitely create a problem. No, they're not bubbles. It's actually little bits of white glass. No bubbles. All right, so we're going to burn it off up here. And make room for the hat. You gotta do blue. How do you get swords in glass? You have to be very, very careful with that. Just, it's a lot of sculpting to get the sword blade. The blades are super hard. Yeah, you think it would be way more propane than that. Can I make a dragon? Yeah, we've definitely done a dragon or two. All right, let's add the blue. So we're making the rim or the brim of the hat right now. All right, got the little rim. And we're going to take and add the little top portion of the hat. Pop that way out of the way. Now we got the little derby hat on there. Have I taken a Geiger counter to the uranium? No, North Star Glass already did that, and there's no point in me having to do that. That's all public information. Make it look easy? Well, after 31 years, I hope so. I hope it looks semi-easy. Okay, got that done. And we need the little black for the eyeballs and the mouth. So now we got the little face on there. Making the little snowman head. Thank goodness I got one last little hook available. I definitely have to cut more of those. Smooth that out. We are good. Then tap, and off it comes. Okay. Now we got blue snowman head. What's up, Johnny boy? So yeah, that is the snowman head. Yeah, it's definitely less radiation than your phone for sure, as far as the Geiger counter's going. Took a long phone call from your friend. Well, that's a good thing. It's worth being off stream for that. Shaking my head. Stickman, what's up? Oh, yeah, no, I know it looks like it. Thank you for the sticky chat there, or the super sticker. I appreciate that very, very much. But yeah, no, a lot of people get that look. It definitely has that look. I get you. 100%. Okay. I said we were going to do something a little wild after this, so let's. We got to get this orange Frit out of here. There's one little piece of orange in here that got knocked off. Make sure it's not sticking in there. All right. Let's do let's do a little different look to it. So we're going to take some green glass, use the snowman head. The pepper dipped in. I am not going to be able to do the pepper dipped in hot sauce right now. I can tell you that. And chili pepper, I'm going to have to pull up a nice image and pull that. So if you want to see that, you have to schedule, we'll schedule a time. But I'm not just going to make a chili pepper to make a chili pepper. Sorry, not that one. But it could definitely be done. Yeah, chili pepper would be good. I just have to get a really clean image in front of me for it, so it doesn't look phallic-y. Know what I mean? Don't want it looking phallic-y. Because a chili pepper can definitely look crazy. Do it for the Latinos. I'm half Latino, so. But yeah, I want to get a cool image. I'd love to do like a Jose Jalapeno. That would be really cool. Jose Jalapeno would be really freaking funny to make. We're going to make just kind of like a really crazy, we're going to throw all kinds of crap at this snowman hybrid ornament. It's going to be snowman, but not. Yeah, like the puppet. I'd like to make it, just send it to Jeff Dunham. That would be fun as hell. If I made it, I would just send it to him. You're welcome to message me on that. Amp Hunter, for sure. Okay. Got Green good. All right, we're going to take the lime green and get it looking good here. A melted snowman would be cool. Yeah, actually, a melted snowman would be kind of cool. Yeah, a little melty snowman. That would be kind of fun. But right now, we're going to try a little Grinch hybrid. Grinch snowman hybrid. I just have to pull this down. That is not very clean right there. We're just going to fly off the seat of our pants here. So we're going to roll it in the white. So we got green, then we're going to use white as a little base for it too. Bring it up here, add a little white up here. So now we got white all the way around. What's up from South Africa? How are you? Good night, Javi. All right, here we go. So let's melt all that Frit in there, get it blown out a little bit. A little bit more. Got to condense it down a tiny bit. Let's get it a little thicker here. All right, we're good there. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't remember, this will be a really one-off shoot, Red Squeak. What's that from Western Australia? What's happening? All right, we got to pop a little hole in this. Little tiny hole. Smooth that out. Okay, this is where we're going to get kind of crazy. We're just going to start winging it. I have no preconceived notion of what the hell it's going to look like. Zero. None. We're just going to start building stuff on the fly, and I may ask you for your input, and we'll go from there. We're going to burn it off here. I have maybe a little bit. This might work. I might have enough of this. I'm hoping I do. This is exactly what I was looking for. got just enough, I think, too. It's going to get pretty close to the flame. That's okay. Okay, we're still coming in, getting pretty close. Have to taper it down. I think I'm going to use every little bit of this. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to use the slime green here. I'm going to definitely have to attach a holding rod to it, though. Yeah, this is, we're kind of randomly making this item. I have no preconceived notion of what I'm putting together. I'm just kind of building it as we go. We're going to give this one a big old wizard hat. So we're going to try and make it like a wizard hat. Little wizard hat style. So that should be enough right there. Bring it out and yeah. Over exaggerated. We're going to add a tiny little hook at the end here. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, we should do that now. Going to add that in there, by the way. All right, so we got double green, super tall hat going there. We might add a little surprise to it. In fact, I think I will. Son of a bitch. Are you serious? pop that in there. All right. So next step is we're going to do a gigantic, enormous, ugly-ass nose. We're going to put that witch's nose on. Do it out of super bright yellow. Give it a little hook bill. So we just got a little hook bill on it. It's going to be nice bright yellow. We're going to pop some uranium backed. No, we're going to do white, then uranium. Do white, then uranium. We're going to do some gigantic googly eyes on this one. All right, gonna pop some uranium back on it. We're gonna grab some black. So we definitely got some big ass eyes on there. One's a little bigger than the other, but I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna leave that. Kind of like it. Throw some shimmery green on the side for some ears. a little curve on it. So now we got just this little kind of crazy looking funky ass ornament. And we're going to add some a mouth to it. I think we're going to do yeah, might as well go black. It'll look good. A few more dots than normal. But yeah, it's just kind of funky throwing things together. I do read the chat every once in a while. Right now it's focusing on a piece I've never made before, so. Don't crack. Just little funky monkey. Yeah, it does have a little Dobby look, doesn't it? Yeah, it does have a little bit of that Dobby look to it. I was trying to think of what it was kind of going for. Yeah, just something different. All right, Betty, have a good night. Thank you, Betty. Yeah, I have a few chats open. All right, I do need to take a short break. It is 9:13. I've been streaming for 2 hours. So I'm going to check on Stephanie. I think I will be back a little bit later. I'm not too tired, so we'll see. But if not, I will. If I don't catch you tonight, definitely subscribe and catch me tomorrow. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to sign off on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. And YouTube, you guys are always awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for all your input and everything and keeping everything cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do more educational. All right. See you in a bit.